It's Preptober. You better be ready, because National Novel Writing Month is coming soon. I hope you're going to manage your time wisely. Yeah, it's a play. Really? Yeah. Okay. Welcome back, collective of sanity. I am your humble, fearless, and awesome leader, Tim Green. I write in the pen name T Green, and NaNoWriMo is only 23 days away today. Not the day I'm filming this. This is Monday. The day this is posted is 23 days away. I hope you're planning to use this 23 days wisely. Personally, you should be prepping for NaNoWriMo in September to write 50,000 words in November and use October to plan out your schedule for November. That's just me, but I get it. Preptember doesn't sound as good as Preptober. Or does it? It's going to be a thing. Preptember will be a thing. I promise you it. It's going to be. Before we go any further, please be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video. I have some news. A big announcement. Yeah, it's kind of a big announcement. News. Today I want to spend some time helping you so you can succeed in NaNoWriMo. What do you mean I can't just make up my own clever names for months? And by the way, who the fuck is Tom? Now, you may be planning on using this month to plot out your novel. Come up with some clever and cool plot twists. Ironically, I have some videos of actual topics already. Link down below. I'm not shamelessly plugging my own videos. My question for you, collective, is have you planned out when you're going to write? Because that's important. Very important. Back in September, I decided to do a video on prepping for NaNoWriMo. Now here's the thing. Also in September, I think it was only a few weeks ago actually, I did a video on, I think it was 5 tips on how to ensure that you succeed at whatever you want to do, specifically writing. And one of those things was time management. So today, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to ensure you can get your time managed in the next 23 days so you will make sure you're writing every day. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into my tips. Tip number 1. Gotta have a writing time. You do. I'm not joking. A writing time. Got it? I've covered this before. Actually, I covered it back in my October, my NaNoWriMo video. I covered it in my 5 tips video, and I covered it again. You want to have a time planned out in advance that you're going to write at. Now, some people will say you need the exact time. So every morning at 6 a.m., noon, 8:46 p.m., I will be writing. That is absolutely fine, and it's actually a good thing to do if you have a specific time to sit down and write. I don't fall into that category, though I do know there is success in doing that. For me, having a time frame of when I'm going to write works better for me. One of the things I've been noticing with book 3 of the Veil trilogy, Shattering the Veil, is that if I don't start writing before 9 a.m., I'm not going to write that day. It's just been something about this book I just don't want to write. And I learned it this weekend because I slept in really later than I normally do. And 9 a.m. rolls around when I got up and I didn't write. For me, somewhere between there works best. Now, if I start writing before 9, I'm good. I'll write, I'll get my words in, and I can even come back to it and add a second scene, or if it's a longer scene, continue that scene until it's complete. Knowing whether you're a time frame or a specific time is information that will help you ultimately. For NaNoWriMo, it'll definitely help you if you have a time planned in advance that you will be writing. And my next tip will help you with that. Tip number 2, start tracking your time. Now I don't mean try to track trails on the ground. No, I don't. Whatever. To manage your time, you need to know where your time is going to. Is it going to a lot of wasteful events, stuff that is not helping you be productive? Netflix all the time, video games, sitting on your phone and just texting all the way and like, he likes me, she likes me. Oh, no. I mean, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with those things. But if you're devoting a lot of time to it and you have other things you want to achieve, it's a time suck. So if you want to know where your time is going, the best way to do it is start to track it. So here's what you need to do. Is just when you start an activity, write it down, mark on the clock when you started, the time when you finished, get a cool app that will help track your time, and log it because it will help you. You can track it by using an app out there. There's tons of them out there for time management. There's a cool one called Toggle that is, you can pay for more advanced features, but there's some free ones out there where you literally type in, you can break down projects and all that, and once it's in there, you can just hit start on the web browser and it'll start tracking you. You can get on your phone, there's an app you can download to your desk, and you can do. Now, I just use Toggle because it was the first one I found accidentally, and I looked at it and it's pretty kind of cool. So you may want to look at that one. I'll have a link down so you can find out more about that one. But a quick Google search, you can find other ones as well. If you don't want another app, because like your phone's packed full of them, or you just don't want one, use your timer on your phone, like that. I don't know if you can see it, but that's how I do my writing. I hit start on this when I'm writing. I hit stop when I'm done writing, and I'll tell you how much there. Do something similar when you're working on projects, whatever you're doing. Then write that time down on a piece of paper, an Excel spreadsheet. This will help you give you a picture of how much time you're using up between what days of the week you're being productive. And once you have your time mapped out, you can then see what you're doing, how long you're doing it, and how much you're wasting time on pointless activities. And I don't just mean video games, Netflix. You may be working on too long on something that doesn't need that much time. This will help make room for things that you find important. Which leads me to tip number 3. Schedule what's important. Do yourself a big favor, collective, and schedule things that are important for you that you want to achieve. Like writing that novel, maybe spending time with family, or even being home for dinner. Write them down and commit to yourself in your mind and to other people that is a priority to you. And make sure people know that. I recommend at least 3, no more than 5, because you don't want to have so many that you're trying to schedule for, where you don't have enough time in your 24 hours of a day to get it all done. Maybe things where you want to do every day, and some things you want to do once a week, 3 times a week, like working out or whatever. Let's move on to tip number 4. Plan your week on Sunday. No! I know, it's the weekend. Nobody wants to do work on a weekend, except for this guy. But think of it this way. How thankful will you be when you roll into work on Monday of all people and you already have your schedule for the week? You know what you need to get done. And you planned low priority things that don't require a lot of energy for that day. It's Monday after all. Amazing how you would feel if you knew you have to write in the morning and you planned it out. So you got up and you're like, oh, here's what I got to do. Coffee, bagel, 15 minutes, right. Plan your week out. Now, if you don't want to do it on Sunday because you're just against any kind of work on the weekend because that's time to relax. Do it on Friday. Make it the last thing you do on Friday before you leave the office so you have it for Monday. And my last tip, tip number 5, make a daily plan. If you know what your week's going to be, then you should know what your day should look like. Now here's the thing. You don't need to do this in advance. Do it on the day of. If you already know what you got to accomplish that day, now plan it out. Doing this ahead of time can help you out so you don't have to do it. Planning out your day will help you, especially for things like wanting to get to the gym, for NaNoWriMo. Planning that out ahead of time or the day of will help you. It's part of your plan. You won't plan for anything else. If something comes up, an opportunity comes up during that time, sure, you can plan something there. But again, it comes down to priorities. It will come a time where you will have to say, what's more important? Going out and getting drunk with a buddy of mine every Friday when I should be writing, or making sure I'm writing so one day I can actually get a book published, or successfully win at NaNoWriMo. So start making a daily plan. I know it sounds boring, but it'll help. That's all I got for you people. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, news. I was going to say that's all I got, but I do have news. Speaking of NaNoWriMo, I was going to wait another week or two to announce this, but we're talking about it, so why not? For the month of November, I'm going to have extra videos coming out, 8 in all, I believe, specifically targeted to NaNoWriMo. They're going to be inspirational, hype videos to kind of keep you motivated, helping you think through things, all that jazz. The first video will go live October 25th. It is exactly 1 week from the start of NaNoWriMo. It's more of an intro video. And the first actual video will be hitting November 1st. All other videos will go up on a random date. I know the dates. They will tell you at the end of each video when the next video will go up so you can look for it. But the best way to know when the videos go up is to subscribe, hit that bell, become part of the collective, and while you're at it, give a thumbs up. And that way, because you know you like these videos, come on people, you know. But anyway, like I was going on, you'll know when those videos go live, as well as these videos that you love so much. Come on people, I know you do. So do that. That's my big news. I'll be reminding you through the next few weeks, so you can keep an eye on that. Go listen to my podcast, The Writer's Mindscape, over on the 01 Podcast Group. Oh, in the 01 Podcast Group, where my buddy Adam Daly and I are world building a brand new world for you, so you can see how we go about it. And there will be a link down below, so you can start binge listening to that awesome podcast. In the meantime, find me on social media. That stuff's on the screen. Over at Instagram, I have pictures of artwork from different series and projects that I'm working on. New map series I talked about last week. Some new updates are going up there, as well as the videos from my writing trips to different locations across New England and New York that have scenes from my upcoming novel, Seeing Through the Veil. They are over on there, so go check those out. Also, find me over on Scribophile. It's a cool critique group website where you can post your writing and have people give you feedback on it. I will be doing this on Sundays and days I have from free time. Right now I have a lot of it. So if you want a critique from me, go find me over on Scribophile and send me a link to your work and I will critique it. And I can say I'm pretty good at it. Other than that, collective, I hope you have a great writing week, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.